In this video, I'll share with you 14 mistakes that beginners and even advanced Amazon sellers are doing in their Amazon FBA businesses. As you know, the definition of insanity is keep repeating the same mistakes over and over again, but expecting different results. I can admit that in my Amazon FBA business, I'm still doing some of those mistakes, but I really try to force myself to work with the checklist before I launch any new product. Hopefully by the end of this video, you'll understand all these 14 mistakes and you can improve and apply them in your business. Let's start. What's up guys, this is Tomer again from sourcingmonster.com and welcome to another video. And if it's your first time here and you want to learn more on how you can create your own brand, selling private label products on Amazon and creating a scalable income from anywhere in the world, start now by subscribing to the channel and click the bell so you don't miss any upcoming video. Alright, so let's start with the 14 mistakes that Amazon FBA sellers are doing. The list here is not really sorted by the importance of them, and I think it's better we just start with the first point. The first point is not taking enough action, watching videos, spending time on Facebook groups, etc. So what do I mean by that? So I would say that many people, instead of taking action, which is the most important thing in anything that you do, taking action if you want to lose weight would mean that you just stop wasting your time on watching diet videos, reading books and all of that, and you go outside and you exercise and you prepare your meals. This is taking actions. If we're talking about Amazon FBA business, is doing a product research and focusing on the important things and not just watching all day videos. Because what happens when you watch a video, even my video, this video, that naturally when you go to a video on the side, YouTube will want you really to watch other videos. So you will find yourself wasting more time than what you planned. So even if you watch YouTube videos, if it's this channel, if it's something else, make sure that you prepare blocks of time that you do it for that time. You don't really waste more time than what you planned. Actually, until this day, I still allocate an hour or even 2 hours some days to really watch and learn some new and other people information, but I define it, I block this time so I don't really waste more than what I'm supposed to do. And obviously this is something that I do toward the end of the day and not at the beginning. At the beginning of the day, you really must take action, talk with suppliers, do the important things, taking action. So I'm not saying stop watching videos or spend time on Facebook groups and all of that, but just make sure that you don't spend too much time on that. 10, 20, 30 minutes a day, it's more than enough. Some days I don't even spend an hour or 20 minutes or 10 minutes. I just do the work, okay? So this is really on the last priority. Unless you're really on the phase where you learn all of that, which you should spend a lot of time. But after you sourced your first product or you already know all the basics, stop watching all this content. It can confuse you. Second point, sourcing and working on trendy items. So, if you saw the last video, which is it's not the last one, but it's I did it like a week ago about the product research, a 3 hours video, you saw that the AliExpress method showing how to find items, how to find, products to sell on Amazon, but there are more trendy items. I think that, if you want to build a sustainable business, you need to stay away from trendy items. You don't want to sell like gloves or masks and it will boom, it will sell like crazy during the COVID for 2 months. You get used to all this money, you think that you're on top of the world, and then the next month you have nothing. So, or maybe another competitor coming, Amazon will sell masks and all of that. So you never know. I like to build my business in a stable way that I have an item that will sell all year round. So I try to stay away from trendy items. Don't do research whether it's an item allowed to sell. Okay, so people don't really do enough research to see if there are any restrictions of the item they're trying to sell, like hazard or liquids or batteries. And this is something that happened to me. I actually sourced an item, it's a ring box with an LED light, and I didn't know that, for this little battery that operates help the LED, you need to have like specific requirements, all the content of the battery and all of that. And now they're even more strict with batteries. So you have to check these things before you source. Don't repeat my mistake. Now I'm just trying to stay away from liquids or things that require a lot of certificates or approvals from Amazon. Sourcing low quality items. So with sourcing low quality items, practically it means that you find an item and you don't really check the samples well enough. You don't really compare it with the competitors, or you don't really do a well enough inspection. But it all comes down to doing a really good research on what is a good product on the market. So when you find an item, you will want to improve it. You will want to make it better. So make sure that you understand what are the improvements and fixes that you are going to do to the item. Make sure that you order the competitors, at least one or two competitors' items, and you compare it with the samples that you are getting from your supplier, and you make sure that the quality is good enough. And even myself, sometimes I have a new product that I thought it's going to be a hit. I got it here after it arrived to Amazon. I did a removal order or fulfillment order to myself, and I was very disappointed. I know that it's not really a good product. So, sometimes it's a balance between you want to source as many products as possible, in my situation, to really take the time and check it so it's not going to be costly. Now it's going to be costly to me, and I'm going to be more on top of that. So some of the things here I explain, but I explain with experience. I feel it now, how it hurts. It hurts to lose like $8,000 or $10,000 just like that. But I believe that mistakes happens for a reason that you can grow, you will understand better your business, you can build better operation. And that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to really force myself to do a checklist, which I have, but sometimes I forget. Sometimes I'm too excited to source as many products as possible so I can grow my business, but I forget the simple and basic things. So, not checking profit margins and sourcing an expensive item. So this happened to me at the beginning. I saw a market, but I really checked I didn't really check the market prices good enough. And I thought that I'm going to be profitable enough with the profit margin calculator. And after the item arrived, I didn't have sales, and I lowered the price, and I realized that I cannot sell it for the price I thought I'm going to sell it. And the calculations or the item was too expensive for the market. So this is something that is super important, that you should really carefully do a market search for the prices and be really conservative with the pricing that you determine for what you think it's going to sell. Not inspecting the product. So inspection for products, obviously it's something that is super important. You can get the sample, like in point number 4 we explained about the low quality items, but you can get the sample, compare it with the competitors, and really see that it's an amazing item. But after you place the order, the quality is not the same in the mass production. And you really have to check, especially the first or two or third order. You really need to send a third-party inspection company that will check these points. They will send you a really thorough report explaining you if there are any issues or not. Obviously, you know the product, so you can tell them what they need to inspect. And if you watched one of my previous videos, I explained about how to really deal with inspection company. Point number 7, sourcing a patented seasonal product. So patented, it's really connecting to the point that I was saying about not really checking any restrictions and all of that. And seasonal is connected to doing a trendy item. So seasonal, it's not like a trendy item, but it's very similar concept in my eyes. So seasonal means that it will only sell a specific season. And for me, I want an item that will sell all year round. Something that is super important for the stability of the business, of the growing and expectations. So I know what I'm gonna make, that's for me something that is super important. I know there are crazy sellers that doing seasonal product, crazy in a good way, of course, crazy numbers that they are making. Sourcing patented, obviously you can get an item to Amazon, it will sell like crazy, sell very well, and then the next day, you don't even realize, and they take you down. They can even lawsuit you for all the profits that you made. So let's say you sold it for a month, you made already 50,000, and if they can do a little research and proof, they can lawsuit you, take you to court, and you can actually potentially pay those fees. So be aware of that. Patented, it's something that is very risky. Point number 8, not investing enough time in copywriting and listing images. I think this is the most important point. the most important point after you got the item, because that would really make the difference between an item that sell to an item that don't really sell. You have to really invest a lot of time, even to those these days. Any new product, I do the copywriting myself. I invest a lot of time just for copywriting, like at least good 1 week. Just for images, another good week. And I invest on this a lot of time. I invest reading reviews. I invest time checking my competitors' listings. I check off Amazon. I check in Amazon. I really do a thorough research about the market, about the product, about my customers, about the personas, the people that are buying my item, so I can really talk in the same language they talk. Point number 9, not monitoring your listings or data on a weekly basis. So if you watched again another video, I talked about that point of the importance of business weekly review. That's something that is super important, so you are really on top of your numbers, on top of the data, on top of knowing what's going on in your Amazon business. Some people are neglecting this area, but it's so important, because if a problem occurs and you don't really review your numbers on a weekly basis or even daily basis, you can miss it and act on it very late and potentially lose a lot of money. So really being on top of your numbers can save you a lot of money and can really make you ahead of your competition, because believe me, people are lazy. Once they have a successful product, they will just forget about it and leave it as autopilot, which is okay, but you want to be ahead of everyone and be really on top of your PPC, on top of your listing, on top of everything, on top of inventory, something that is super important. Point number 10, not analyzing your failures. So if you have an item, let's say you have 10 items, but 2 fail, you want to really take the time to understand why they fail and really understand and don't repeat those mistakes, or learn for the future products what those mistakes were and how you can improve, how you cannot, or make sure that you're not repeating those mistakes. Something that is super important in life and in any business in general. 11, going after home runs and not easy to succeed items. So this is a point that is really related to where you are in your Amazon FBA journey. If you are a beginner, really don't go after home runs. When I say home run, is like a product that sells for $500,000 a month and you already see yourself, oh, I'm gonna make $500,000 a month just like that. No, you will not. Products that sell $500,000 a month, you don't really know what's really working behind. You don't know how much capital they need. You don't know how much experience they have in order to compete and all of that. And believe me, you don't want to do that. You want to go for items that you have the highest chance to succeed. So go for niches that don't have a lot of reviews, don't have a crazy competition, don't have really people that bundle so much, and really try to go for items that will be less competitive than the others. It might mean that you're gonna make less money than a different product, but that's okay. First product, you just want to make sure that you understand the basics, you get the hang of it, you make some money, even if it's not a lot, but you're profitable. The next one, you could be a little more risky because you have the experience, you have the confidence. So that's something that is super, super important, at least at the beginning. Point number 12, doing risky and gray or black hat tactics. So this is something that I really staying away from it. I want to build a business for the long term. If I'm going to try to do giveaways, asking reviews, or like launching tactics that involve black hat tactics, maybe I can get away from it, but I don't like the feeling of knowing that Amazon might take my account one day because I did these black hat techniques and didn't do it the right way. Also, by doing it the right way, you don't really risk yourself. You build something that is sustainable. You're building something that you could really repeat without fearing that this black or gray hat tactic will be removed or will not be as relevant as a normal way of launching a product. Point number 13, not comparing freight forward quotes. So after you got the item, everything is good, you did the inspection and you're ready to ship your item, you just go to one freight forwarder company, you tell them that you give them the boxes dimensions, the weight, the number of units per case and all of that. They give you a quote, it seems to you fair, and you just go for it. You don't compare quotes. So even till this day, I'm still comparing quotes. Who knows if the freight forwarder one day decide and say, you know what, I gave him good prices at the beginning, but now I'm going to raise the prices. If that's the case, I want to make sure that I know about it. So that's something that I see a lot of beginners are repeating and doing. Point number 14, not being on top of supply. So I see a lot of people telling that some of their items 30 or 40 days, and yeah, I have some items that are like that as well. But I can tell you that even any supplier can push and make it faster than what they tell you at the beginning. So let's say I had an item that I got out of stock. They told me 40 days it will take to replenish it. So I told them, you know what, do the best, do it. You can do it in 30 days. They told me, you know what, we're gonna try. So what I did is basically every day or second day, I would come and ask them what's going on, check with them, ask them, being on top of them, really bother them, obviously in a polite way, talk to them nice and tell them, look, I really need it. Please do me a favor, push my order. I'm gonna send you a bigger order next time. Try to be nice, try to be polite, and be on top of them. That will help you get the item or the production faster than what you originally planned. And that's, again, it's guaranteed by experience. Every time it works. So these are the 14 points and mistakes that Amazon FBA sellers are doing. I hope you learned, you got some ideas, and you don't have to do those mistakes and then learn from your mistakes. Learn from my mistakes and from other FBA sellers' mistakes, so you can really start fresh and clean and sell like crazy. Thank you for watching this video. Please like this video. Please subscribe if you didn't subscribe, so it will allow me to create more videos like that. Cheers, and see you in the next video.